Boo 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 boo. Boo 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 boo. I need a cup of coffee. I need a cup of coffee. Yes, I do. I don't need to be smashed and T-boned today. Out here we got no yard sale across the streets. Hey Kathy, Ronnie, good afternoon. How are ya? I hope we don't overheat the phone here this afternoon. It shouldn't be too bad. It's probably like 82, maybe 83. What's going on, Joni, Trixie? How are you? Might be doing a bit of bacon tonight. I might be making a peach galette. I haven't quite decided yet. We've finally done all this work over here on this road. So welcome in, everybody. Please take a second to hit the thumbs up for the live stream, to hit the up button. I know I haven't been around. I've been busy getting caught up on the Rancho. A tremendous amount of work has been done the last 4 days in particular. So I'm happy to take a break today. I just can't go at it the way I used to, that heavy physical labor every day. But as you guys have seen, the results have definitely been worth it. The harvest has been phenomenal. Tomorrow I have the canning. Let me tell you, it takes a lot of effort to can 25 pounds of tomatoes, but it all turned out. How you doing, Cindy? Good afternoon to you. Elmer, I deleted my Honda. I deleted it. Have you ever done? What do you mean deleted? If you're asking me if I've ever removed a thermostat from a cooling system, the answer is absolutely positively. One of the first things I ever toss away. They're a pain in the ass. So what if it takes a minute to get up to operating temperature? Big deal. Thermostats are always seizing, freezing, and doing everything else. So if you're asking me if I've ever removed a thermostat, yes, many times I have. Many times. Let's see if we can get this phone out of the sun. Just about there. There we go. Hey, Brett. There was no live yesterday or the day before. Yeah, I was busy. I got, just get rid of it. I don't know why it's such a pain in the ass. It's another one of those useless as tits on a bull. Maybe if I live in Alaska or something. But if I'm living in Kentucky, Maryland, or California, I don't need that crap. Man, what a killer deal on these little bags of cookies. Wow, I can't believe it. They got that $1.25 table. Look at that. Maria's Galetas. Made with authentic love from Mama. Made with Mom's authentic love. Look at that, $1. The hell is this thing doing? Look at that, $1.25. Mexico's #1 cookie. What the hell? I'll take it. I got a snoot for a deal. Helping those in need. I'm at live. Carolyn, do me a. What's going on, Naomi? How you doing? Yeah, who cares, Brett? Get rid of that shit. Like I said, if I lived in a below zero climate, can't stand those thermostats. Have always been a pain in the ass from day one, especially the old V8s, V6, flat 6, inline 6, slant 6. Get rid of all that crap. Absolutely, positively. Get rid of that crap. Alright. Thank you. What a nice person. Sorry. Crazy. Thank you. Alright, what a nice person to let me go. Alright. Yeah. Yes, we talk about those interest rates at 4.70 today. We got the red alert out. We're closing in on that magic 5, baby. That's where the balls shall be busted, right there. Right there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, Joni, it's not going to make a bit of difference in performance. And to answer your question, of the 25 cars, maybe 30 cars I've had in my life, a good 20 of them I've removed the thermostat. Yeah, this is one of the last variety channels. It's a little bit of everything. Tonight we're going to probably be doing some baking. It's not that hot. Yeah, hold on. Sorry about that, guys. I had to talk to somebody about my book. Oh no, we got Flag Boy here. Oh shit. We got Flag Boy. I don't know what it is. I just had to take that call real quick. Could be Flag Girl. I don't know what it is. All right, here we go. Hope I can make it this way. All right, honey. Wave that hand, babe. You got that hand. Rocking and rolling, baby. Somebody's church card busted down there. Holy crap, somebody's whole church card collapsed. We've got all kinds of blokes all over the neighborhood today. Oh, go ahead. Oh, don't let me slow you down. There you go. Bust out your whole ignition. That's it. How you doing, Mystery? Goof went into an area where there's not even a driveway there. So it is good to be back with you all. I tell you the truth, too exhausted in the late afternoon to go live. Just way too much work had to be done Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It was very, I guess I was live Monday. I don't remember. it all blends in. But as you can see, between all the trimming of trees and all the cleaning up, all the harvesting of onions, at least partial harvest, as well as the plums, it has been a heck of a season on the Rancho. So I hope this light's going to change soon so we don't overheat this. Here we go. So we don't overheat this part. Pardon if there's any noise. Looks like a busy day downtown today. So I'm really happy to be here tonight. And then of course tomorrow night's our Friday night free-for-all. I will be doing some shopping. I probably need to get, look at that old Thunderbird there. I probably need to get some milk tonight. Maybe not. Maybe if I make this galette, I can hold off, have that galette for breakfast tomorrow, which will be good. Man, they got the guy pushing the bellboy there pushing the carts. Oh, I can't wait to. Today I just sat around, did a little bit of book editing. I'm meeting with somebody, hopefully, about formatting and getting the book ready for publication, since it doesn't look like agents are willing to take on people these days for obvious economic reasons. Same thing as Hollywood. Nobody wants to take a chance on new shit these days, which I guess I can't really blame them. All right, let's get tucked in here. Touch, touch, touch. And then I had to do some work over at church too. Let's get this thing out of the way. All right, there we go. That ain't too bad. There we go. All right, let's get that the hell out of there. Okay. I wonder why they removed Blue from Mod's name. I'm not sure if they did. I mean, I don't know. Ronnie has a Blue next to his name. He should always have a Blue next to his name. So I'm not sure what you mean. Careful when a doctor's in the house, yes, and especially Dr. Frankenstein. Dr. Frankenstein, sometimes he gets mixed reviews on here, but he's always one to share his mind. Absolutely. So, you know, the worst thing that the church installed these handicap doors. You know, you have a kick plate at the bottom and one at the top, and you push it and it automatically opens the doors. And the damn things, all the screws have popped out of the plates on them, and it's really hard to find these kind of little screws, these very specialized security screws. They call them spanner. They look like little snake eyes. Except for the slings and arrows in my head are just... We haven't, speaking of, Doctor, we haven't seen Magda in a while. we haven't seen your gal Magda in a while. Funny thing is, you guys would probably get along really great in real life. Crazy, this Overschmidt, this Sugar Strike. Very exciting how his truck has battle scars. And I'm really surprised they've been at that tooth and nail on that strike over there. I don't know how it's going to end. It's not my turn to watch her. That's it. So I thought tonight, maybe later on, we would try to use up some of that peach preserve. What the longshoreman got in on it. They may have upped her authority. She should probably be sitting pretty good now with the elections coming up, the midterms. As soon as one more month, basically another month, we'll be in the silly season of Labor Day, and then it's going to be on. And Magda will be in her heyday, cocking and crowing. Elmer, what's going on? Yes, when election time is around. Magda will once again grace us with her presence. Look, I got two more. I have a canning video that's coming up tomorrow. 25 pounds of tomatoes I picked. You don't think I was a clean and seeding fool yesterday? Woo. That's coming up. Plus, I still have two videos from LA, or one from LA, one more from LA, and one from Las Vegas. So there's still more stuff to come. I might put the other restaurant review on the other channel. I haven't decided. Anyway, it's a comfortable day today. It's not too bad. I thought they said they'd be in the low 80s today. I also did a little bit of an update. I've been pressed on my thoughts on what's going on in the market, and my biggest concern is interest rates, of course. It looks like the Secretary of War went back for another $70 billion in front of this. Is some pretty serious money, on top of all the ridiculous amounts of money these tech companies have spent to try to get their foot in the AI space, at the same time that China's just putting torpedoes into the value of AI all the way around. So it's kind of funny. I would invest, well, that's been the play for a while. But the problem is, how you doing, Angus Kids, is we have to get to the point where we start to have to ration money, and that's what higher interest rates are doing. You start to get up to 4.7%, you're talking about adding another 150 billion a year just in interest on a run rate between 4% and 4.7%. That's a lot of money. And it's piling up so exponentially now. As we climb up that AX squared plus BX plus C, that parabolic curve. That's it. Company man. Well, you've got. I don't think we can quite say that, Doctor. We can say a lot of. How you doing, Jenny? Nice, baby. We can say that a lot of companies have rationalized a lot of their operations to cut a lot of their administrative and overhead with the use of AI. So profits have been higher, but the market's recognizing that they're not going to be long-term. I mean, you look at a company like AT&T, increase their subscriber count a little bit, big deal. At the end of it all, everybody's still competing for cell customers. So it's like, how long does it last? You look at a company like Oracle, has just been smashed to smithereens, Dr. Frankenstein. From the richest guy in the world, like number 2. I don't want to say the guy doesn't got a pot to piss in, but when you go from $349 a share to $118, that is a monumental blowout. Same thing. You look at Wynn, the casino stocks; they're all in the toilet. All right, okay, Jenny, take care, honey. So the signal I'm getting is that AI is going to be a bit of a bust here, which wouldn't surprise me one bit. What was the latest one to come out of China? Blue Wave. Yeah, I got the screws. I got them, Carol. It took me a while to track them down because their security screws are a little more difficult to come by. And that's 200,000 a year. You qualify for low income and free babysitting. Good Lord. Yeah, thank you, Miss Tree. We love those fireside chats. So I think the fall is going to be a very it's going to be a very trying fall this year. I think AI, it's a financial bust, but also caused by energies and destroying traditional business models. Well, I don't know if it'll destroy traditional business models because capitalism works on human greed as its driver and creativity, which is great. But what AI does is it gives the companies that have blown a fortune into it to the tune of $1 trillion thrown into the hardware and stuff. It gives them a very big mountain to climb in terms of the return on their investment. In other words, if I invest $1 trillion, shit, I could put it into Treasury bill at 4%. Right? Have what, $40 million a year, $40 billion a year on that. You got to have at least a 10%, 12-15% on that money to make it worthwhile for all the risks that they're taking on, shoveling all that stuff. That's going to be, look at all the people that are affected by the drop in the value of Oracle Corporation. How many portfolios have Oracle? Well, just about every portfolio does. Little by little, they're taking out companies and shooting them. One by one. It's like a game of Jenga. You pull a stick out, you pull a little block, it doesn't fall down, the next person pulls it. Yeah, I'm not sure if the I'm not sure. My own thought, Dr. Frankenstein, is the expectations for the ability of AI have far outrun reality. Far outrun reality. You cannot create new knowledge. It's impossible. It's a philosophical impossibility. All you can do is sift through all the existing base of knowledge and find things that haven't been found before, potential findings in cancer diagnoses and things like that. But as far as creating new knowledge, no. Yeah, well, that's all AI is doing. But the companies are smart. They say, we're going to pay you so much money, you know your job's going to be eliminated, but we're going to make this 2 years so worth your while. We're going to pay you $500,000 a year to sit here and train AI and feed it all the slop you want. And then after 2 years, we don't need you anymore. Better save your shekels. Because it looks like a long way from the top to the bottom, and when you have these Chinese models, Blue Wave, and these other things that are free. I've used Claude, Anthropic a lot. I ain't paying a thin dime. We will never get out of debt, no. Drafting. It's also something you do in auto racing, Trixie. You go close to the vehicle in front of you and it pulls a vacuum. It keeps you behind. Carol will never pay off the debt because every dollar that we borrow is a bet on the future that we're going to have the productivity to replace that borrowed dollar plus X interest that accumulates, X1 plus X2 plus how many years it is. All that accumulated interest. You look at young people today. You look at the state of their earnings. You look at the state of what they don't have. And you look at how the system has, not on purpose, but just the way it's contrived and been built, the way it is sucked tuition out of them, the way it sucks expensive vehicles out of them, the way it sucks housing out of them. I can't think of a generation that ever looked ahead and couldn't imagine that, just didn't see a way out. And I'm talking even back to the Great Depression, the greatest generation. Problem here, Carol, is we don't really produce anything anymore. We built our whole wealth on the manipulation of knowledge and data. And now that AI is coming to the fore, we don't need people to write software anymore. We don't need people to tell the Chinese how to do better manufacturing and stuff. That was a pivotal lolly column foundation of our wealth, was set on that column of software. If Reject Reagan didn't take us off, that we'd be, what does it say? The Federal Reserve was down not to either pay off their. Well, the Federal Reserve, Absurd, was created for a very specific and critical reason. Because the panic of 1907, the Knickerbocker panic, that occurred when they tried to corner the copper market, collapsed. And with it, banks started to fail. And if it hadn't been for J.P. Morgan and the Bank of Morgan stepping in, the whole system might have collapsed. We need a lender of last resort that can fearlessly step into a panic and halt the damage being done. Really effectively, Roosevelt took us off of the gold in 1933, April of 1933. With the passage of the Gold Confiscation Act, anybody that has gold by law is forced to turn it into their bank in exchange for paper money. So, it's been a long road down, but being a gold-backed market didn't allow for the expansion of credit that was needed. That's what they told us. We can't be constrained by the amount of physical gold that's around. We have to be able to create our own universe, our own solar system of value here. And that's it. Hello, Gushy. That's it. You got some dues. Oh, I got some big dues off my list. When you saw that orchard, oh. The beginning of Point is, every civilization goes off of gold. They start with the best intent, then they find out if we try to impose the true cost of what people want this government to do on taxpayers, they will revolt. We will be voted out of office. That'll be it. So what's the number one rule? Never raise taxes. Always cut taxes. Well, you know, squeeze a balloon here, it expands there. Squeeze it there, it expands here. If you're not willing to tax people, you've got to borrow the money. And that's exactly what we've been great at doing. And now every year when we spend $2 trillion more than we take in, we're putting a heavy toll, a heavy burden on future generations to bear the burden of what we had to enhance our lifestyles. Probably not a good thing. And if you can't see the seeds of future street level problems in that, then I would say you're not correctly seeing the ball. Yes, wars cost money, social programs cost money. Every year in California we hear the same thing. We just don't do enough to address the homeless problem and things like that. Well, basically, when did it become the purview of government? People have forced government to take on roles no government is effectively designed to take on. Same thing's happening in the UK. It's a hollowed out economy. All of our problems started to go away. Didn't we have Doge in there, absurd, and they tried to cut? And they pulled back and said, there ain't as much meat on the bone as we thought. If you don't earn $200,000 a year, you're homeless. What you have to look at is in a county like Sonoma County, where a retired sheriff, a deputy, can pull $125,000 in retirement. Go out and find a consulting job and pull down another pension. We had a city manager of the city of Sausalito who Saturday morning was found on a boat playing with the shifter forward to reverse. Totally out of her mind. Now we have to carry the burden of this person that blew their mind out. And people jump from job to increase their pension. They stay a year or two and move on. Sad. I'm really worried for the future, but like the ones that are brand new. Yeah, I don't know if worry is the world, but we have to understand for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction, Shawnee. You can't keep borrowing indefinitely. And the rate of borrowing goes up. And then at the same time, you're shoveling all this $1 trillion into this shithole called AI. Something's got to give. There's just not enough free money available, money in the world. So every time we throw another $2 trillion a year onto the debt pile, that's $2 trillion plus interest. Somebody down the line's responsible for it. What benefit did they get out of it? Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. They get a terribly depressed standard of living. And we see it in the world today. please hit the like button. Those were limited in what they can do. Well, those people even admitted there was less there than they could find, and they believe was there. You know, the federal government is not it's not a small operation. It has a lot of shit it's responsible for. It's not like Mayberry, RFD, or Mount Pilot. It's no wonder these kids are out of sorts, and you start to hear these mumbling and grumbling from the young people about boomers. And there's this one guy who does YouTube videos that lives out in the middle of hell and shows that life, and wonders why he doesn't have a girlfriend and why he doesn't, why society's so bad. Because you have a lot of non-contributors to it. And he's all about blaming the boomers, the boomers, the boomers. It's not so much the boomers, it's the way our political system is designed. You can't raise taxes in our political system. Can't do it. You can't get elected. That ship has sailed. So what's the alternative? Borrow, borrow, borrow. No, I don't know, 50%. The equivalent of the states of New England are on disability, last I heard. But do you want to be the person to go in and sort it out? Not I. Right? I have to have some measure of confidence in my government and my medical system. I see both sides of the rich take advantage too, just like the ones that don't contribute. Yeah, well, you're going to have real socialism, Boy Blue. But it's not going to be the garden club variety of merry old England in the 1840s and 60s. It's going to be radicalism. The pendulum never just swings. It swings the equal and opposite way in the other direction. So I can see people like AOC becoming a senator for New York. At least she's very clear in what she believes in. You know, there's no mismatch. There's no mushiness in her message. Yeah, I think that's pretty much for everything. Trixie. What joke she is. Well, she's a representative. Absurd. I mean, what can I say about somebody who's duly elected as a representative from Queens? Did she cheat to win the election? No. She appealed to the earthiness of people that want to eat the rich. Yeah, it's 39 trillion. It'll be 40 trillion by the end of summer. That's a lot of payback. That's a lot of payback. There's two sides. There's the asset side, that people keep that as an asset on their retirement funds, being paid interest, and then there's the liability side, if somebody's got to pay it. How you doing, Judy? I try to take a very middle of the road and a very apolitical stance that says people get exactly the representatives that they want. And let's face it, in a couple months, probably no more than 6 months, she's going to be judged perfectly right for the times that we're living in. How you doing? How can I help you, sir?
Are you the parking meter man?
I'm the parking expert here.
I'm the parking.
Yeah,
so
I'm the
where
expert.
can she park if we're going on the train? We'll be back after, 6 o'clock, which is freebie.
Free, yeah. You can park in any of these spots here and just enter your license number into the little pay box over there. I think it's what, $2 an hour or something like that. So.
But she can just go to the.
Yeah, she can go up there. I'm not sure what the status is. They have meters. This town is terrible. She could go over to the parking lot at Chevy's over here.
Is it
There's
free?
no metering. Yeah, it's free. Yeah, nobody's going to come out from Chevy's, right? I told you I'm a parking expert.
Okay, just go in the Chevys.
Yeah. See, I'm a parking expert. My cat threw my phone. I gotta be right back. He's a man after my own heart. We don't pay to park, dude. That's the story. He's waving her over like, oh, bloody hell, we ain't paying to park, babe. I felt like kissing the guy. Giving him a big kiss on the lips and saying, beautiful. I'm saying, there's a bill to be paid there. And I call it the greatest generational dine and dash. You sucked all the benefits out of whatever borrowed money would get you, and then you just threw back the empty lemon to the future generation, and that's your problem. We never did that before. Parking experts. No, it's smart, man. I like people. It's like me. I don't ever pay to park. Mr. Z couldn't believe it when I said I'll pay at the MGM garage in Vegas. He almost fell out of his seat. I'm saying you can't think of another time in history where we've done this sort of forward handoff of responsibility to the future generation. And look at what that's allowed us to live. Crazy luxurious lifestyles with things that have been unheard of from prior generations. 2,400 square foot houses, 40%, no, like 30% of the cars are now luxury cars in America. Cruises, streaming subscriptions, restaurants that deliver to your home. I mean, the young people aren't getting these things, they're on the delivery end of that. They're schlepping the food out. All I see is young guys, 18 to 40 years old, schlepping food around. I hardly ever see a woman doing Uber Eats or something like that. So, and who's getting rich off of that? Uber. They're sucking 30% right off the top of that ticket for doing nothing. Some are motivated, but most are lazy. I don't know if they're lazy, absurd, or perhaps they're disincentivized. Perhaps they realize that they've been handed the shitty end of the stick. I'm living and I see it every day. People cut corners on people's livelihoods. Yes, imagine that, Shawnee. All you do is relay an order in, hey Brian, and you're taking 30% right off the top. You're hitting the kitchen. You're doubling the workload of the kitchen, and you're not doubling their pay in that kitchen. It's number one. The quality in the restaurant part suffers because now we have split attention. Some orders are going out. It's a Friday. Your pizza's going to be undercooked. All kinds of crap. And they're getting rich. So is technology benefiting the restaurant business? No, it's absolutely eviscerating. It is gutting it. And then they respond by raising prices for, they have one menu for drive out and another for the restaurant. Pay me with baloney, yeah. Work when you want. I don't know. I don't even know how to order freaking food. I wouldn't even know how. But the point is, the only people getting rich off of it is the check company. That's it. It doesn't matter anybody they elected those that were through the absurd inflation over the last 5 years. Yeah, but there's a difference between, and here's where we may differ a little bit, absurd. There's a difference between absurdity and conspiracy. There's a difference between stupidity and conspiracy. They put the payroll protection program that these restaurants sucked in tens of thousands, not hundreds of thousands. Oh yeah, we'll remodel, we'll keep people on staff. They gave people the payroll protection, $600 a week enhancements. You work 7 days. Wow, Shawnee. Honey, you're amazing. I know if I'm delivering food and somebody asks me, how is your future in the food delivery business? What's your next step? Are you going to move up into management? No, it's a very flat organization. No, I just have to deliver till I die. So you're just like a serf. You're like a peasant. That's it. One day you fall over, they grew privileged. You don't understand this generation. They grew, and well, that could be part of the problem too, Boy Blue. But is it their fault? Or is it a lack of parenting and a lack of reality about things? You know, the end of large families, and oh, you got to take care of Junior, and oh, Junior wants a new Game Boy, and Junior wants a vet. I enjoy hearing with the scam about this. Stay 6 feet apart. Robots have been running around Berkeley for 10 years. It's just that in some cities now, the Luddites just kick them over and steal them and, destroy them. Oh, look, they back again. Is this the same crew? They get kicked out of there? I don't know. They'll probably be yelling at me. Why you tell us to park at Chevy's? It's awful. They came out. It's probably going to end ugly. To figure it out. Well, it's not, how do you figure it out, Boy Blue? It's like saying, figure out how to make 2 + 2 = 5. Oh, this is a different crew. Okay. There we go. She's a hot redhead. I don't know, Boy Blue. Older generations didn't have to carry the burden of interest rates that accompany sky-high borrowings and things. This generation, no way, no how, could even afford to upkeep the average home, even if they inherited. I ran on industrial lasers in the field, never met a PhD that could do mine. Make those jobs. I think America's overeducated. Yes, it's overeducated, exactly. overeducated, underchurched, and lost. What good does it do to have a PhD if you don't have a pot to piss in? So, and we know less people are going to college now, so the colleges and universities are in shrink mode. I was a 1980 kid. Do I think they had it easy? No, but I don't think every society has its own set of problems. But when you build a cumulative problem that builds through generations, then at the end of it, boy blue, somebody's left holding the bag. You've had people flooding into the trades now just in time for interest rates to just kill the housing market coming up. Just like they told people, go into teaching, we're short so many teachers. Yeah, you're short teachers in school systems that you'll be lucky to come out with your life at the end of the day. We've added a whole danger element to our society now that was non-existent before. Are you supposed to share chapstick or something? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if you share that. What if she's got a shanker or something? Cry me a river. I strong survive. I am soft. I'm just saying, boy blue, you have to be ready for repercussions. That's what I'm saying. You thought Occupy Wall Street was rough in 2008 through 2010? There's a reason all these dingleberries have built bunkers underground and own islands to run off to. What a life. Kuwait makes B1 mail or stand there.
Yeah.
The situation in the Middle East, just in the Gulf, just gets worse and worse. These Gulf nations get hammered more and more. It's very, very ugly. Population is softer now. Of course it's softer. It's been shielded through 60 years of borrowing and shielded from taxes, shielded from the true cost of living here, shielded from the true cost of surviving on your own income and things. It's all been built up into this false Potemkin village that looks wealthy, but behind the scenes, it's a honeycomb of rottenness. Yeah, thank you, but I'll be listening. Yeah, okay, you too, Shawnee. You understand that this built up, the reason that you can afford luxury cars and luxury homes is that you're over consuming. True production has not kicked out the ability to own that stuff, but it's widened the field of people that can own it. It's built on a false economy that's honeycombed with rottenness underneath. You have to actually produce something of value to be economically compensated. And now we're at the point where knowledge, the value of knowledge and process is in a free fall. It's in a collapse right now. Absolute collapse. Hey, how you doing, Trog? Or is it something they choose? Have you ever met someone who... No, I think people can become wiser as you accumulate knowledge and you accumulate experience. You'll go back and forth. You'll be very soft, and then you'll get hard, and then you'll get soft again. Sorry, Trog. Radio Kuwait B-1 bomber. You know, Elmer, just let it fly, baby. I'm ready for the end. I feel like we're living in a time that will be forgotten. Those days of wine and roses, la da doo doo doo, la da doo doo doo. I'm saying, you think we would have the overconsumption today if $2 trillion more wasn't being poured into the economy that wasn't earned? I'm not negative, I'm a realist, Boy Blue. I'm a realist. I understand you can't get something for nothing. There's no free lunch in the world. Have ability, I cannot come close to my ears. Okay, well, yes, but you need to have the wolf at the door. People are most creative when they're hungry. Not when they're well fed, well luxuriated. There's no incentive to be creative. There is no mandate. So what they do is get pissed at the few people who do make a tremendous amount of money. And then envy and jealousy set in. And then they end up destroying the whole beehive. The whole colony gets wiped out. Woo! Hell out of here. Woof. Pretty soon we're going to have the yellow jacket season. I'm soft. Creates these opinions. Yes, we use AI. Create the ones to watch. But AI you can't induce new knowledge. You know, you can't tell AI find another element for the periodic table of elements. I'm open to suggestions. Rosium. It's the end, and I'm feeling fine. What's going on, Alex? Yes, we have a very envious underclass of people now. And that's definitely the reality. And right now, the services haven't been hit that hard yet because that's where people are basically just surviving on the margin right now. Serving the overfed, the over-luxuriated. But civilization has never worked like that through history. There are no free lunches. The value of knowledge goes to zero. What's the biggest mistake when they think they're smarter than nature? I don't know. They build dams that don't hold up. They build cities below sea level. Should I go on? The U.S. is reportedly intending the 12th. Okay, thank you, Elmer. Elmer's our Walter Cronkite. And that's the way it is. July 23rd, 2026. From all of us at CBS News headquarters in New York, good night. The U.S. has reportedly intensified its campaign against Iran with a 12th consecutive night of attacks. Here's our on-the-scene reporter, Elmer. Oh, shit. You know, Elmer, 91% is a lot of people. I'm not sure what that means, Boy Blue. China never let itself be taken. Well, they're under pressure for social programs. The advantage of an authoritarian regime is nobody gets elected. So it's very easy. It's like the guy in the Capital One commercial. The answer is always no. Oh, I think we should have a social net for people. No. You work until you die. Ooh, there's the FJ. Ooh, I want one so bad. Thank you for your excellent reporting. And you too, David, frankly. I'm perfecting my Walter Cronkite. So, you know, I don't know, Boy Blue. I feel like the borrowing is the difference in this generation. Yeah, you said every generation sees it through or whatever, but they've got to carry the burden of that. They've got to carry the burden of all that interest, and it's hard to pay that back when you're earning as a person schlepping around food. You know, chicken McNuggets. You're not even in the tax. You're not even in the tax. You're invisible. Hey, Alan. You know, you're not contributing anything to the system except Social Security matching. Last time you were a lady. You must be on the wrong channel. He likes the mumble. You probably got the wrong channel. William C. I love William F. Buckley. I watched Jack Kerouac, Stone Stinking Drunk, on there with pointing to Allen Ginsberg in the office and busting in the seats and busting his balls. Yes, not Liz. He was just good. He'd hold that pen. Well, what you're saying, in effect, is that we've been marginalized to the extent it's virtually impossible for the average person to understand. Well, I'm not sure if I'd go that far, Mr. Buckley. It was funny to see Jack Kerouac blasted out of his mind on there. Interrupting people. Yeah, thank you. I see night. Yeah, the cemetery was a bust, though. We were expecting to see black widows. Not a damn one. So we're going to have to go over to the Santa Rosa Rural Cemetery, and we're going to have to figure it out. Which is kind of tough. Usually there were lots. Sometimes we've been up to the Sebastopol Cemetery, and it's thick with them. Big, fat, juicy jobs. Even a Rancho has some big, fat, juicy ones hanging around. I remember a few years ago when Terror staged, he's like, there's a black widow at my door. I took a flashlight and started walking around the Rancho. Damn things were everywhere. Oh, shit. Alan Gentry knows what's going on in the world. I don't know how old you are, Boy Blue. But you get to a certain age and you start to see stuff. Those days of wine and roses. La da dee dee dee. Jack wasn't ready for anything. No, he was pissed off because the whole Beat Generation was misunderstood. That's what pissed him off the most. He's like, they're not beat like, you know, digging the beat and living a crazy life. These people feel like they're beaten down. Like, that's what pisses me off the most, the amount of misinterpretation. You read his book, Big Sur and Dharma Bums. Guy's a freak. You think I'm a freak? Okay, I'm a freak, but this guy losing his mind. Pass this side. Hold on to your seats. Things are going to get worse. I think the thing is that the Federal Reserve and the Treasury Department have tried their damnedest to hold down interest rates as long as they can by open market purchases and manipulations, but it's starting to give way. And I think when it goes, it's going to go fast, and it's going to catch a lot of people off of guard. And I think that's why Trump came out with this new tariff things, because there's this desperate need to want to replace the extra $100 billion that's going to be spent in Iran with tariff money. In other words, foreigners or U.S. companies are going to have to pay that. He's afraid that the budget deficit is just going to balloon so big that already foreign buyers are pulling back and shit. I think California people are some of the most chill people. This county, I can't really stand here. A lot of the, you want to talk about a hotbed of complaining and griping about the state of the world from people who live in million-dollar homes and have no more association what it means to stretch a buck and fly around the moon. But it's fun to go out there and pose and to, to be a poser. Let's face it, man, I dig the climate. Right now I'm so freaking comfortable. I came back I roasted my ass off in the high desert in the Central Valley. I came over the Altamont Pass into Livermore, Pleasanton. The temperature just dropped down. 89, 85, 81, 79, 76, 73. Santa Rosa. I don't know. It's not so much Santa Rosa, it's the way this county's run. We had the woman in Sausalito down in Marin County. She ended up on a boat like Saturday morning. The cops come at 6 a.m. She's on somebody's boat pretending to put it in forward and reverse, talking crazy shit. She's the city manager of Sausalito. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a big believer that there's 20-25% of the people around are demonically possessed right now. Obsessed or possessed, or it's bad. Bad. I just think that it's terrible. I just think, like, what the hell happened? I think it's demonic obsession and possession to a tremendous extent right now. I don't know what the hell these people are doing. We could be setting up a localized protest over here. I don't know. full-time job, 90 hours, and still had trouble. Wow, man. 90 hours a week? How in the hell do you do 90 hours a week, dude? What kind of work were you doing? I do 7 hours in the back, and I'm spent, man. Those days of wine and roses. She's really bouncing along. All right. I'm a Republican. And ... I'm meeting somebody next week about my book. I'm going to go self-publishing on it, so I'm going to have somebody format it for multiple distribution channels. So I'm thinking maybe September 1st, October 1st at the latest. I'll start pre-orders in September. I was a cooking assistant living during England. Oh, wow, man. Why you work that hard? That's in a Rhino dart gun, so no bullshit. See, I mean, there's just, you think about the future. You know, it's dead-end work. What's the difference between that and pulling turnips on the King's Manor? You get to keep 15% of the crop. I mean, it's not like there's a hierarchy to move up in. Oh, it's coming, Boy Blue. I said I'm going to wait till mid-month, and then I'm just going to take it into my own hands. People are in fear that they don't want to be homeless, exactly. Well, what's going to ultimately happen, Carol, is something that I said a long time ago. You're going to have the rebirth of boarding houses, where people are going to have the idea, if they have a big house, that they're going to just start or buy a big house, 6, 8 bedrooms, and just open a boarding house. That's it. Oh, it's spiritual. It's all spiritual at its root. It's a lost nation. Hey, Gregory. Yeah, I know there is Melody. Ice movie or something. What a great town to shoot in. How you doing today, Melody? Let's all have a glass of Clamato. Yeah, but you know, if you have 8 people living there, that's going to be the future. You're going to see a lot of ghost houses that people had to walk away from. They can't afford the taxes, they can't afford the insurance, they can't afford the maintenance. It's just turn the key over and go. Oh, but your credit will be wrecked for 7 years. So what? So go F yourself. Yes, it is. That's why Mexico is becoming so genuinely wealthy right now. If they didn't have all the gang drug shit. They've made a rapid climb up the GDP of nations of the world. Very hard working. I've never seen a Mexican delivering food, Ubering or anything like that. I don't know if they exported their poorest or they're the ones with the most get up and go. Just like the Okies that filed into California, or the pioneers that took the Oregon Trail. It took a lot of stones to go on that journey. Many were called, few were chosen. And that tough stock all came into California. That's a cool vehicle. Is that a Hummer? I guess it is. Poor is a big motivator for me. It's just, if you fall down from $150,000, $200,000 a year job as a software engineer because AI can write the software, where do you land? Where do you land? Well, you end up at Home Depot or Lowe's, which is, it's honest work. There's no problem with that. I mean, I would love to have a part-time job if I felt like it in the electrical department at Home Depot or something. But, I'm surviving. Thank you, Elmer. It's like economic professor Ben Stein. It's hard. There's no... These jobs that are being created now have zero upside to them. Zero. When they're cutting layers of management, upward mobility is... You've been neutered, bro. Neutered, like one. Yeah, well, where would you turn to, doctor? For 13 weeks or 26 weeks, you collect your severance, and then, okay, here we go. You cash in your 401ks, and by the way, the level of money coming out of 401ks on the cash outside is rising by the month right now. And these are people that have to pay a 20% tax on that. Oh, that breeze is delightful. I just don't think it's that easy. There aren't factories, The president said factories would be opening, and what the hell are these people doing? When does the protest begin? I wonder if Joan Baez is going to be here today. Where have all the flowers gone? Oh, she's got her guitar, okay. Shit. Move to where the work is, so I've done okay. If you stuck one in, well, then you're screwed. Yeah, well, let's suppose you own a house and you have an $1,800 a month mortgage on it. Then mobility becomes a little bit more of a difficult thing. I didn't say it's not the best opportunity. I'm saying, but you do have transition You do have transition points in history. It wouldn't do much good in 1929 to tell people that you'll get another job. You had to go through 4 to 8 years of absolute brutality. Hell, you should be happy you're still working. Man, what is something to say, isn't it, Carol? How ridiculous. You know, it's like, you're lucky I'm working for you and your wages. Three give up in 1890. You mean in 1840s to 1860s? You're missing the whole point, Boy Blue. You assume that economics is a static sort of, that there's opportunities that are always abounding, but there's transition points. And look at the lack of education in this nation in basic skills. Do you ever look at the test results? You think you can compete with Asian nations? I mean, hell, the Chinese don't even have the NVIDIA chip, and they just worked right around it. Hey, Morning Dove, how you doing? They worked right around the AI constraints. If you think that a nation builds prosperity on undereducated people that can't put a sentence together, lack of parenting, selfishness, greed. That's why did we have an overrun to plan rolling on educating. I'm not sure what NGL means. This is the first boom, Boy Blue, that I've seen absolutely no trickle-down effect to the common person. 1920s, we had expanding factory production, increased standard of living, and now we've had this great boom, and I see zero evidence on Main Street. Some it must be make them order for me. You just have to see the way our society was built with higher education and the luxury of having non-remunerative majors that you could go into. It's funneled people more and more into soft pseudosciences, psychology, sociology, just heaped intellectual disaster on top of intellectual disaster, and none of it amounts to any provable value at all. It's like a luxury that society in the past never even dreamed of. to sit around and do navel gazing. People are too busy digging canals with teaspoons and working for their daily bread. Oh, Angie, I'm not gonna. All right. Remember, Boy Blue, I'm older than you are. Ken N negative, dude. You gotta say, because I see what's coming, Boy Blue, and I see the early evidence in the attack of the luxury fringe right now that's starting to slip under. I saw it in Vegas. Man, those vans are still running around. They're thinking about spending, keep that money invested, can you start a business? Yes. Now everybody said, oh, you got to go into the trades, and everybody will be coming out of the trades just in time for interest rates to knock the shit out of the building trades. But the average person has been fed that educational thing, Melody. As if you were a loser if you didn't go to college. Like my father told me, you'll end up sorting bolts and nuts. Which ironically is exactly what I did in my industrial supply business. As you'll read about in my memoir, Melody. Welcome back, Miss Tree. Until you come to realize, Dr. Frankenstein, that 60% of medical spending depends on government, state and federal government. Where have I been? I've been out on a couple dates, Kelly. Hey, Bill Vick, how you doing? Melody's like, she said, this memoir is going to be more interesting than the other thing. Sure as hell is. Yes, my daughter's a nurse, makes good money. My dad always said if I don't stay, I'll end up working in a warehouse, painting plastic pigs. That's it. What's going on? She did give me life. Yeah, I gave my folks a hell of a life, I'll tell you that. I returned the favor. Whatever they gave, I gave back. See, they're like, rent them out, people. All these people bringing these chairs out. Is something going on here? It's like concert in this small park. I don't know. For people to rent that, they got to be building something. Like maybe we should go to Baltimore and just buy one of the dollar houses. Say hi to your new neighbors. Hello. I'm gonna kill you, you. Just refresh your connection, Mystery. There's a few young lobbers around. Yeah, we got people setting up their chairs. I don't know what the hell we got going down here today. It's been like a week. I don't know, babe. I was live Sunday night. Monday night, I was almost in a coma from the work I did. I don't know. Tuesday night, I don't know. Yeah, I'm saying, Dr. Frankenstein, all that takes money. It takes money to move a bulldozer, a backhoe, a grader, a spreader, a roller. And when budgets are stretched to the max and there's not another dollar to be borrowed because it's all gone into paying pensions, you don't have any realistic productivity to show for your money anymore. That's the problem I have, is so much of our state budget is consumed with government wages and pensions. What do you get to show for it? Nothing. There goes the Mendocino bus. Oh, I want to take a trip up to Mendo. Do an overnighter. Did you start your own business, Boy Blue? If you did, I applaud your success. She was so busy wearing, trying to keep her. She is a very wealthy man, I suppose. Well, Melody, I don't know. You're a good kid. You know, there's a lot of ways to look at people. You can look through the lens of monetary success. You can look through the lens of networks of unlimited friendships and joy. You can look through the lens of drugs and alcohol and partying. You know, there's a lot of ways to measure success. And obviously, you're one of the most educated and well-spoken persons that comes in here. I work for the man, but invest. Yeah, you done good. But now I'm so sad that taxes are such a big determinant of people's investing methodology now. That's terrible. When you can't make the right economic decision because of tax policy, there's something radically wrong with that. Mendo breath. The hell are you talking about, Elmer? You think I ate a crab or something? Gonna breathe on you? Mendo breath. No, I'm blessed. I have so many wonderful, smart people that come in here. I would say lowering taxes only benefits the rich. But what happens if anybody says we need to raise taxes? It's the third rail. Boing, boing, boing. But you can see it's class warfare is something that's been fought since ancient times. The haves and the have-nots. Periodically, it doesn't happen too often, but the have-nots will rise up and wreak havoc. And then a new society is born. I'm always relaxing this tree. The man throughout the most value. Well, thank you, mother. Oh well. Okay, well, you know. Your experience is common to a lot of women that had relationships and it ended up just being a road to nowhere. Well, I haven't seen one of the old Monte Carlos in forever. I'm not sure what the hell it is, Boy Blue. Right? I don't know what the hell it is. And we just haven't balanced the budget, so every year $2 trillion is being spent that was never productively earned. You don't think that drives up the cost of living for working people? It blows it out of the water. It massacres it. It's horrible. Well, I was going to go crabbing tomorrow until I saw it's going to be 25, 30 mile an hour winds on Bodega Bay tomorrow. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Bodega Bay. I'm wiser than my life is good. I'm working hard to get through it. Well, that's good, Melody. And much to our joy, you're here with us. Well, it's what would happen if the government cut $2 trillion off of its spending, Dr. Frankenstein? What would happen to our nation if $2 trillion in the next fiscal year, if we only spent what came in? I think we know the answers. The whole shooting match would just implode. Hey, inspecting, how you doing? We dug a hole that's impossible to get out of, and except at great cost to the nation as a whole and the future of the nation. That's what I don't think Boy Blue is appreciating. You don't just roll a $40 trillion ball into the future. It's $2 trillion wouldn't, it wouldn't even begin to cover that, Dr. Frankenstein. Let's say you knock $100 billion out. Would Boy Blue say something nice? Let me see. Melody is, yeah, she is a sweetheart. We almost lost her coming into the chat. Especially on Friday nights. AI mankind, that's one heck of a write-off. Yeah, imagine if we had to spend what came in a year. Holy shit. Everything would be crushed like an empty eggshell. Reduce the size of the Pentagon. It's all the money that's spent in food programs, Dr. Frankenstein, medical care. All of that has helped drive up the cost of medical care. Medical care used to be affordable until the government got involved in it in the 1960s. Universal high income. Gee, what a thought. We can all sit under the beautiful trees in the park reading poetry and eating figs. Oh, what a lovely world we live in, where the sky is blue and the grass is green. That was Karl Marx's vision, wasn't it? The state withers away, and we all end up reading poetry under a fig tree or something. Karl Marx's big flaw was a failure to understand human nature. Well, way bad. So say, what do you do about that? Yeah, I'm saying all these programs. Where does it say government's responsible for your pension? You know, it's just all these temporary features that were built into a overstimulated, lucky economy in the 50s, 60s. Now they're unaffordable. Oh, finally, a young man that opens the door for the lady. There you go. I feel like going up and telling him, good job, man. I don't know. I don't think the dividend's going to be around much longer, Trog, to be honest with you. I think the dividend is withering on the vine today. Boy, Blue is sharing in the wealth it creates. I hope to God you didn't have any Oracle or Accenture. I think that lady spilled her whole lunch down her front. You guys are the best. Please hit the thumbs up. Those Saturns are still running around. I like talking about AI. Me be experts. Ronnie, we're doing wonderfully these days. We're running our stream direct drive right off the external battery. No more internal charging while we're live streaming. All these pensions are a huge problem, but you can't walk away from them. You know, it's like That's something society pays out that it gets nothing back in return. No productivity. Economics, free markets don't work that way. Capitalism doesn't work that way. If it makes you feel better, it's Worcester in Pennsylvania. What's Worcester? What's Worcester, boy blue? I mean, Pennsylvania is a poppin' state, man. People with basic are more likely to start to go back to school or care. Why would they be incented to start businesses, go back to school or care for family members? What would incentivize them? I think they'd be more incented to take up day drinking, enjoy more TV shows, movies, trips to Vegas. I think the last thing anybody would want to do is to kick out of bed at 5 a.m. to go make donuts. And as far as caring for family members, you know, what responsibility does society bear to take care of family members? Trixie's like, that's great, sign me up. Damn, I love Trixie. Shit. Trixie, are you married, honey? I don't know. Oh, shit. We get people thinking in here. Government is taking over too much of responsibility, and that's why you have people that are moving away from being responsible now at a rate not seen in any civilization in the history of the world. The wolf has to be at the door. Trixie's a riot. It doesn't end the remove is better than their lack of wealth. Trixie's amazing. Talk about it, Trog. I'm just saying, but universal basic income, it's like, you know, you're feeding into human sloth. You're feeding into one of the 7 vices of humans. If anything, you're undermining society's future. You do better to put everybody on a potato or a turnip farm and then watch people gradually work their way the hell out of there and then really start climbing up the social ladder. It's the basic Chinese model. Here's a spoon. We want to dig a canal between Shanghai and Beijing. Let's get going. Chop chop. Tongzherman, Nimen Hao, Jintian, Woman Zhou Gong, Zhou Han Li Hai. Boomer, there we go. There's BC. BC's right on the Boomer trail.
There was one launcher I tried, and it was from when I went to the cultural event thing in Berkeley, and it was like, the different countries were like setting up booths in Japan.
I like a girl which got a solid butt. I cannot lie. Hey Tish, how you doing? Rosa is evidently saying, honoring a lifetime sin. Where is it written that that's a responsibility of government? I mean, suppose, Trog, that in 2033, the government has to begin to cut benefits. Actually, 2029 now, has to begin cutting benefits. What do we say to the people at that point, that your retirement is not as valuable as mine is? We've made people's survival a matter of government now. Lord knows how much greatness would have been built if there was no pension system. How much savings we would have. Good, I just got in late tonight. Good to see you. Some believe in me, people to see your body. Yeah, I would say we've done a fine job on the education side and public safety and infrastructure. But somebody's got to provide the funds for the basic safety net, so we disincentivize people to become wealthy now. Hello, communism. And creativity in society comes to a dead stop. Yeah, they're going to have to cut benefits, and then people are going to be like, oh shit, why do I get less than these old boomers? No guarantee to the same. That's called good union operations. AFSCME, American Federation of State, County, Municipal Employees. SEIU, Select Employees International Union. I've been in a union in my day, a few. Look for the union label. How much incentive? How much incentive is enough? That's what I'm saying. Now you start thinking like a communist, Trog. You're going to sit on a committee and decide what's enough for people. You're going to tie the free hands of the economy. You will now make the socialist/communist decisions. This means not gonna. We've only got 80 more. Unless a year and then so can humans. There you go, absurd. What was it they sang in Annie? It's a hard knock life. It's a hard knock life for us. It's a hard knock life for us. You're exactly on communism, Trog, because you're going to start making decisions. What's enough for somebody to earn? That's exactly what you're doing. You're disincentivizing the very people that create wealth and create jobs. You believe in a reverse trickle-down effect where a guy sitting around watching as the world turns or General Hospital is going to be out there creating wealth. I don't agree. The more you subsidize something, the more you get of it. Like the more you subsidize single-family homes, the more of them you get. The more you subsidize mental hospital stuff, the more you get. It's just natural laws of economics. That's it. You start subsidizing the production of wheat, you get wheat coming out of your ears. Corn. What the heck? Are these people just setting up a band or are they going to play something? Welfare is already eliminated. Yes, it's disincentivized tremendous numbers of people. It's reduced the apparent need to have an education. It's stripped that away. It's put the responsibility for your existence on the back of government instead of yourself, yes, it's been terribly disincentivizing. The hell is she doing? Don't lift your top up anymore. Thank you. Even water is smart enough, yes, to take the path of least resistance. If we subsidize families caring for elderly, is that a bad outcome? Well, it's not an economically derived one. I'm saying it used to be responsibilities of families to take care of family members. And there's going to be tens of millions of people that have nobody to take care of them. So you don't kick them out on the street. It's like, we bought the ticket, you take the whole ride. That's it. Somebody's got to wipe the behinds, and then the plugs start to get kicked out of the walls, and that's it. California, we've had all this massive fraud in retirement homes, care homes that don't even exist, that are pulling in millions of dollars a year defrauding the system. If there's a way people will cheat, never underestimate the corrupt nature of humanity, of human beings. Top to bottom. I'm saying, where do we draw the line on what the government's responsible for? And is it right to make somebody pay for that has no skin in the game? These are issues that governments have to decide, not Rosieokelly. I'm just pointing the finger and saying we're going to be coming up to times where decisions are very difficult. There's going to be friction. You're going to have people that are angry. Well, they got it, but now we can't. Well, I'm sorry. We fucked up. We can't afford to give it to you. Solve the problem. How you doing, Duncan? These are the hard decisions that are going to be made. Who's going to take care of mom and dad? Who's going to take care of me? You have an upside down pyramid of population that is absolutely collapsing. Elementary schools are shutting down left, right, and center. The immigrants, I think something like 2 million illegals have been removed so far. There's probably 20 million to go. I mean, these are people that did a lot of these jobs. Yes, most of the problems are created by government, like government getting into medicine just destroyed the affordability of medicine. Government getting into education destroyed the affordability of education. Government getting into housing destroyed the affordability of housing. Government involved in food destroys the ability to buy food. Not for everybody, but for the working people. That's exactly what I know about it now before AI makes the problem. Yeah, we're talking about it now, but I don't see a viable way out, Trog. I don't see the wealth being spun off of AI. I think markets are very anticipatory. They've already built in a best case scenario for the future. And now we're reaching the point where reality is starting to set in, that there's no money to be made in AI. We're going to slide over here closer. Yeah, please get your thumbs up. Yeah, I think the expectations, I put the window up, sorry Boy Blue. I think the expectations for AI are way too high. And AI is becoming cheaper by the second. Give you a look at what's playing here. I'm surprised some of the more violent homeless aren't down here jumping around here. Ian Bigorian, top of the evening to you. You don't have to believe that, but I think AI is just, it was an idea that, like anything else, like Bitcoin, like anything else, it just gets overhyped. And instead of investing with intelligence, companies have FOMO, fear of missing out. They don't know why they should do this, but they see Microsoft do it, they see Google do it, they see Oracle do it, and they're like, I don't know what the hell it is, man, but we can't be left behind. And the next thing you know, $1 trillion of capital has been shoveled into this thing. But at the same time, the value of compute, the cost of it has collapsed. There's so many free models now that, you know, it's like, how much do you pay to use your browser now? You don't pay a dime. I believe it's very, very overhyped. I believe all it is high-speed computing, that's it. Yeah, well, this is a reality check coming up. And worse than that, it's going to create a lot of job loss within the very companies that were pushing the AI thing. Look at Oracle. How many people they've already cut 22,000 people from Oracle. Here's Larry Ellison lent his dumb son $40 billion to buy Paramount Pictures. Whatever would convince you it's becoming a genuine game changer. If the value of Microsoft, Google, Oracle, Meta Corporation, well, we can't count Meta in because they're mainly advertising. If Google, Nvidia, Microsoft, and Amazon, if those four go higher in price, those four stocks, I'll say I was dead wrong. Yes, all AI is a productivity. That's all it is. Well, you asked me the question, Boy Blue. You asked me what would change my mind. Well, that's what would change my mind. And right now I've seen Oracle Corporation, which is the heart of AI, taken out and shot. A bullet in its head. And that's in all of your portfolios. Oh, yeah, this time reflect not proof if those guys crazy would that change your mind? No, because markets are anticipatory, Trug. They don't reflect current expectations. They reflect expectations 6 months from now. And right now, those expectations are beginning to be deflated because you're going to have to show earnings on this investment. And the earnings just aren't there. Why do you think OpenAI pulled their initial public offering? Because they don't want to show the realities of revenue and burning money up at a fierce rate. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. It's better for me. But Sam Altman, yeah, all of a sudden, it's just like this guy's making more enemies than you can imagine. I guess they brought their own sound system. They got their tip jar out. I think AI is, the power of AI is to destroy good paying jobs. That's what I think the main power is. And that demand side is what's starting to show itself now in places like Las Vegas, where luxuries or luxury good sales, the wealthy are starting to get pinched here. We should get in there and play the swimming song. These people are laying on the grass where all the dogs whiz. I have a strong opinion, Trump. But, you know, I'm not saying I've never been wrong, but at least I'm very clear. I don't play a two-handed game. We will. All AI is, Boy Blue, is hypercomputing. That's it. It's pattern recognition from all known human knowledge. It's the same as when you type something into Google search and it finishes your sentence for you. That's all AI does. It figures what's the next most likely thing to fit the interrogatory. That's it. That's it. It's not like it's going to discover a new element. It's not like it's going to find a new gold mine. It's not like it's going to open a new factory. Oh, boy, it's been a long-ass week. Am I gonna have a shot tonight? Oh, hell yeah, I'm gonna have a shot tonight. But we're gonna probably bake something tonight. It's all it is, absurd. It's just pattern recognition. It's like this is what the answer's been when this question's been asked before. Here's our best possible answer. What's the best way to hot pack tomatoes and diced tomatoes? Oh, here it is. Here's what you need to do. Oh, we back in old Dublin town. I did a little jig. I'm Irish and I hate that stuff. Oh, let me show you. How long should a new tech have been declared failure? There's nobody's declaring it a failure. We're declaring it overvalued and overhyped. You've got to understand the difference. AI isn't going anywhere. But the perceived value of AI on an application side has been so overdone. Loud Wayne, oh, he's a wonderful person. I love Loud Wainwright the Third. I try to always bring new stuff around, Melody. Overall, hot pack. Yeah, I did hot packing. The video's coming tomorrow. These people are getting saturated. They're moving on. You know, I'm a believer in AI. Progression I'm a believer in AI too, Boy Blue. But it's like we're in 2000 and you're telling me I believe in the value of browsers. So do I. But the monetary value of browsers collapsed. You can't ask people to pay for something when the market's being flooded with it for free. You have DeepSeek, the Chinese model. The Blue Wave just came out at the beginning of the week. Shit's free. Yeah, Netscape. How can I tell them don't reduce the perceived value of AI? They're marking that down like crazy right now. We're going to have an uh-oh moment where everybody's like, oh shit, we just put our money into a furnace. Yeah, Microsoft destroyed Netscape. DeepSeek destroyed AI. Meta corporations destroyed AI. They give it away for free, the Llama open source model. They don't depend on AI, they depend on ad revenue, and they would love to sink their competitors and put them right out of business. Piccolo player, I don't know. It's all about the perception of things. Now you have to come across with the earnings, and if the earnings aren't there, Wall Street's not going to hang around. I invested all my gold in stocks, and it's amazing. It's like if the DeepSeek model, the Chinese model, which is free, or the open source Llama model, can do 95% of what people want. The other 5% is just a rounding error with a marketing budget. That's it. The big thing, the value of AI has been to destroy the value of software engineering, to just destroy it, level it. That's been the big thing. Destroyed the foundation of the American economy for the last 30 years. I feel like I'm at an Irish funeral, waiting for the open bar to begin. Oh, he was a great man. Oh, I miss him so much. Yeah, what did he die of again? Oh, yeah, liver impairment. That's what I'm saying, Trog. That's where the rubber meets the road. That's exactly correct. FOMO, fear of missing out. We're going to see if all their investment pays off, Trog. You've hit the exact nub of it all. Why did OpenAI pull their initial public offering? Why is SpaceX below its offering price now? Because it's AI wearing the dress of a space company. How about all the suckers that bid up over $200 a share for SpaceX? People just never learn. No, you can't ask when a major company like Meta is offering something for free, along with Gemini, Claude, you can't ask people to pay for it. Yeah, DeepSeek was a Sputnik moment. It's not the darling people said it exactly. And pretty soon the emperor's lack of clothes will be apparent to people. Because they'll have to start coming across with earnings to be on top of all this capital they've deployed. They asked me to pay for it. That's what I'm saying. I'm not paying for anything. I can put it in DeepSeek. You may not want your information routing through China. Well, you can use Llama open source AI. Gemini open source. I mean, what the hell? We're hearing an Irish funeral. Please hit the thumbs up button, ladies and gentlemen. It is appreciated. Well, you probably bought the IPO. A lot of big What a waste. How much money went up the spout where the woodbine twineth? We're at a pivot point where the foundation of United States wealth, how to do things, software, how to do things more efficiently is now being undermined by AI. That's the foundational wealth of America, the IBMs, the Accentures, all those companies. Now all somebody has to do is have a microphone and ask AI to do it. Ooh. Yeah, everything's always overhyped. Well, it's a hell of a dip, boy blue. Be a cold day in hell before SpaceX turns a profit. It's like Mexican music. After about a half hour, it all sounds the same. I told you it's all very nerve-wracking. So is Jamie Dimon. The older you are, the more you realize you're in a bubble, hype bubble. No, but they're chat killers here.
We're not trying to make any hints.
Chat killers.
It's truly a sign.
Oh, there's our Venmo, yay.
So,
Show that Venmo, there we go.
it's cool. There's actually very cool merchandise up here. You don't get anywhere else.
Hello.
If you want to talk about this,
There's some stickers that are hard to stick to Irish, our band stickers. There's 6 different color varieties, none of which was made by AI. It's by I. Thank you. I got that last one. I was like, I'm keeping it. And some little who's handy owl planner. And a new one. Come on.
Yeah, because they just, the Senate just approved another $79 billion for the war in Iran. It's a cost center. We don't really get anything out of it. Just a bigger conflict. All right, here we go. Here's your next Irish ditty.
we were recently up in the Armstrong Redwoods,
We were up in the Armstrong Redwoods.
playing a little concert up there, so we wanted to get theme songs loose before we get into the shows. I'll talk to you And if you wanna own a great big mansion, well, I give it my utmost attention. I'll buy you all the chicks and all the waters and the seas. I'm a fool for you. Well, I'm a fool all for you. Ain't taking a while, but I'll lose. If it's love you want, then I've got it.
Amazon is skating on a razor's edge right now. If the AI thing doesn't work, they're really going to be screwed. They're one of the worst offenders for overinvesting in AI.
If you wanna take a trip across the ocean, travel anywhere you take the notion. I'll buy you no chicks and all the waters and the seas. I'm a fool for you. If you wanna own a great big mansion, well, I give it my utmost attention. I'll buy you no chicks and all the waters and the seas. I'm a fool for you. Well, I'm a fool all for you. May take a while, but I'll prove it's true. If it's love you want, then I got it. Money you want, I'll get it. I'll buy you no.
Smells like some big meat cooking somewhere. Ooh, that smells good. I smell big meat, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that thumbs up for the hardly strictly Irish.
Thank you.
It's fun. I didn't think it was gonna be that as fun as it is singing that song. But it's pretty fun.
Took a little,
Oh, Melody, tell them to play the swimming song. I guess they're taking a I don't know. Here comes the mandolin. This will really shatter me.
So, I'm gonna.
And the tambourine.
See quite a nice farmer's market there. From time to time I played at it. And one time I was playing this next set of tunes at the
The
farmer's
biggest
market.
mistake we made with Iran was not dealing harshly with them in 1979.
What if you just that? Throws a dollar into the tip jar and says, dope. So I call this the dope set. And it's probably one of the greatest compliments I've ever gotten. Carry real in the boarding house coming up.
Can't even hear it. It's Ian Bigora, ladies and gentlemen. Take care, Boy Blue. Take care. Be safe. Enjoy your night. Thanks for coming in. Oh. Thank you for a good exchange. We don't have to get heated and yell and curse. That's what I love about this chat. We can exchange ideas. This must be the song of the fallen bladder. Sorry, Melody. What's going on, Trog? We're listening to the hardly strictly Irish band here. These people are saturated now. They're gone. It's like I'm saturated. I haven't seen a thin dime go into that box over there. No, I don't think it would have created a bigger war. I think it would have made Iran scared straight in 1979. Because we didn't do that, we did have Iran exporting terrorism to Hezbollah, the Houthis. That's it, they're saturated. What a beautiful night. Finally, the humidity's down for the first time in like, before I left for Vegas. That was our big mistake in '79. Shouldn't have had America held hostage for 441 days or whatever. Do we have a heat wave coming up? I don't know. It's been darn I don't mind the heat. As long as the humidity is down, it's fine. I'm going to try to plant some carrots. We use a hell of a lot of carrots, so I want to harvest the last of these onions. Buttercup baby, what's going on? I'm watching some Irish couple here. Reminds me why I have no interest in visiting Ireland. I'm not sure, Ronnie. I mean, YouTube will struggle to get this. I don't know, man. They ought to play Ghost Riders in the Sky and get the crowd going here. Give me a mountain beat in A minor, boy. Ding, 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 ding. Rubbing his sack. Okay, Alan, I'll be ready for it. I'm gonna try to. I'm not going anywhere for a while, so I'm gonna be putting down some carrots. I got to clean out all the weeds from the box. Dig deep. Put down a winter crop. All right, okay, we're heading out. We're saturated.
Alright, so play a song that I think might be one of the happiest songs in all of the Irish folk.
Some fear. I'd like to hear some fear. The lonely shepherd. Do 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 do. Melody, why don't you call him up and tell him you want to hear some Loud Wainwright? Take care, Mark. Oh, I have some beauties, man. I got my purple babies to go. I'm all set for onions for the year. I ordered my mesh bags today. I'm so happy. The onions are beautiful. They just have to mature for a couple weeks. Hello, Amanda. Hug and kiss.
No, all the places I've seen from China to the Caribbean, from Bali Castle to Tralee, the Carol to the Bay, and nowhere else in the island. Rum tum ti doo now, rum diddly doo now, rum tum ti doo diddly now, rum tum ti doo now, diddly doo now, rum tum ti doo now, diddly now.
Hey, Robbie. I'm saturated, guys. I'm saturated. I am saturated. Gave me a touch of the wind listening to that. Oh man. Gave me a bit of the wind. I and Bigora, me mates. Do 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 do. Up 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 up. right, some young, lovely ladies. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. The big jackpot, baby. We've got young lovers and old lovers. Young lovers. I am Bigora, I hit you over the head with the shillelagh. My grandmother had a shillelagh, she knew how to use it. She beat us over the head. We could have called the cops for child abuse by grandma. But we were made of tough stuff. I'm gonna hit you in the head with me shillelagh. It's like a house of pain, man. Between people's heads being put into unshrouded fan blades. I hit you with the shillelagh. We gotta get some gas tomorrow night. It'll probably be more expensive. Maybe we should get it tonight. I hit you with the shillelagh. I like these Chevy Traverse. These are nice. I hit you with me shillelagh. The library will close at 9 p.m. Exactly. To hit you with me shillelagh. Well, they finished all this goofy construction up here. Oh, la 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 la. I hit you with me shillelagh. We haven't been on 4th Street in weeks. I hit you with me shillelagh. Where's the ice filming going on? They're making a movie about ice down here. They were supposedly filming downtown. The abuses of ice. So all these notices, notice, we'll be filming in the park. This is not an actual ice event. We hit you with, there's the sound truck. There it is. We hit you with the bloody shillelagh. Yeah, go ahead, lady. Don't let me slow you down. There you go. I hit you with me shillelagh. A bit of a shillelagh, a smack me. Yeah, but we're gonna be at Safeway tomorrow night, so we might have to pay a little bit more. We don't need a lot of stuff at Safeway. Man, I went up to The name Rancho Mercado today on Sebastopol Road. Man, they wanted $4 and something for a half a gallon of milk. Are you kidding me? Crazy. Let's look and see how this place is doing over here. Well, they still got people in there. They gotta have that pink is overwhelming. I hit you with me shillelagh. Yeah, we got a film truck over there. Somebody got hit with a shillelagh. I wish I could work as a valet at this hotel. That'd be a cool job. You hit me with the shillelagh. Maybe I should go out busking. How many roads must a man walk down before he hits a dead end? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. Is blowing in the wind. We're filming the Ice movie today. Ice Capades. I guess the library is still open. Let's see, I think tomorrow, maybe we'll go to, I don't know, maybe we'll go to Costco tomorrow night. We're gonna need to make some more soup. I'll hit you with me shillelagh. Not much changed around here. See, this guy's still got this fencing all around up here. Ooh. I hit you with the shillelagh. Okay, the library is open. I'm going down old Birmingham. I'm gonna leave old Durham town. I'm gonna see if there's one good-looking girl around town tonight. I don't know. Mid-90s sounds luscious. Sounds luscious. Coming out of 110 in Vegas, it's a piece of cake. It's 78 degrees right now. It's glorious. Do 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 do. Yabba dabba dabba ba boo doo. Ba 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 bee ba dee ba dee boo 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 ba doo boo 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 boo. I hit you in the head with me shillelagh. What the hell happened here? Oh. I'm gonna be sticking out in the middle of the road. I like that idea. You can call me a toad. Too many tourists are in town, and it's almost time for my favorite month of the year, August. Woo! Who doesn't love August? What's going on, Nino? Oh, I love August. Everything quiets down in town. Don't have to worry about any green grass around here. You got brown stubble, baby. Somebody's chooch cart broke down there. I wonder if they've opened up the Mitote finally has their liquor license. Well, they put a wooden fence around it. What the hell? What's that all about? Wow, wooden fence around it now. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Nice Cadillac. Maybe somebody will think it's mine. Man, what a beautiful day. I can't wait. Tomorrow's Friday. Yeah. Maybe we'll go to Costco. How late is Costco open on Friday night? I don't know. Wine Country would know. Wine Country Pebbles. I don't know. Look at these babies. $1.25 a pack. How glorious. $7-Eleven, sometimes they've got some killer deals, man. They got some killer deals on the dollar table. Don't be a chump. Don't be a lump. Don't be a chump. Cats have been plucking my last nerve today. Yeah, $1.25 for a pack. Amazing. They'd be $3 or $4. It's gonna be chilly tonight. Oh no. Did you ever just wish they would disappear? Oh, wow. What an outfit. What an outfit. Y'all eat in a bit. Y'all pluck my last nerve string. All right. What does this mean? It means a galette. Oh, look at that. What a spoiler alert. How do you like me now? Oh, yeah. Yep, they have a good life, but they ate pretty late. Mid-afternoon. Let me go to Tinkle. You are so fine. You are so fine. The ladies love you all the time. You are so fine. All right, no drinking until we knock this baby off. Doesn't that look good, man? That's not even sauce. Those are diced tomatoes. It gives me more flexibility. Some recipes, I don't want to have sauce. I want to have diced tomatoes, like our homemade spaghetti. So I decided to do that to give me more flexibility. Let's see. That. All right, let's get this. This is a pot here to piss in. Okay, we don't do any drinking until we get this baby knocked out. Boy. Roosevelt, you are so fine. You are like a fine wine. You got all those diced tomatoes. All right. We got to clean out this old funky thing. We haven't made a galette in forever. We're going to make one tonight. Let that baby drain for a little bit. There we go. A galette is a French type of pastry. Okay, so we're going to get our board out. We don't need no stinking recipe. Where in the hell did our pot to whiz in go? Ooh, which one of these goofy cats? What did you goofs do with my pot? Where the hell did my pot? Oh, I was gonna make. I gotta make tomato soup. That's it. Never throw out your stuff with canned tomatoes. Never throw out your. Make a wonderful tomato soup. Spicy and delicious. All right, so we're going to put some flour in here. All right, there we go. That's a little too. Oh, get this pot out of here. Ooh, a pot to whiz in. There we go. I think that might be a little bit better there. There we go. Okay after not seeing them a bit. Alright, where's our... Our galette is relatively thin. So we're going to put about 1 cup of flour in. We'll do a little more, maybe a cup and a quarter. Roosevelt, you never measure anything, I know. A little bit of sugar. That's it. You think I got time to schlep around with all that? We're going to keep the flour out because we're going to need to work it. We're going to start the oven. Let's not knock that down. We're going to put that about 500. Our beautiful convection oven. Gazpacho. What time is Wine Country? What time is Costco open till tomorrow? Let's see, we're going to use our Danish whisk. We're going to get our cutter. Thing's been mangled, a couple hundred things. Oh man, this baby's been through the war. We should go up tomorrow to the Myers restaurant supply. It's open till 8, thank you. I hope mine is. We're going to use shortening. I think shortening makes a superior product. The institutional size. I left my heart boo, 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 in San Francisco. Do 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 do. It calls to me to be where little cable cars go halfway to the stars. Your gaseous bubble will shine. I don't care. All right, let's get this out of here. We're going to put a tiny touch of vanilla. Little touch of vanilla in there. Then we're going to work that all around. Then we're going to get our cutter on in. Real French-like. The reason I like to work with shortening in summertime is because it's more resistant to heat. Butter breaks down too quickly, especially in a hot California. Alright, that's pretty good. Hope I got enough there. That should be alright. Then we're going to take a little. What's up, Gordon Ramsay? We're going to take a little cold milk. Pour it right in there. And we're going to work that around. You get a nice shaggy dough. Oh yeah. Put a little more flour in. We're going to pour that right out on the board. Make sure your hands are clean. That's it. Work that around. Pick up all that luscious goodness there. You don't need to overwork it. A little more flour, just stiffen it up a bit. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? Just like so. Make sure you put down plenty of flour. We're just gradually going to roll that out a little bit. Okay. Roosevelt, you are a champion of the baking masses. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. All right, that looks good. Get our surprise there. That's going to be perfect. Sit that right there. This is the tricky part. We want to roll this up. And I should have sprayed this damn thing. Hold on a minute. Where's my spray? There it is. Pop that baby right in, just like so. Okay? Ramsey's like, I want you in me bloody restaurant. We're working that around the edges really, really well. It's like so. If you got any thin spots, just add a little dough to it. What could be easier than that? And then take your Roosevelt, you should be teaching cooking. Yeah, there it is. One beautiful galette right there. We can put a little finish. We can save that for the top if we want. Let's get our let's get out our peach. This is specifically why we made this peach. All right, let's get this peach out. We canned this, we worked down this sauce before. Here it is. This stuff is wonderful. This is peach jam here. Come on, dude. Are you kidding me? The hell happened? Jeez. What a fish. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. This is the sauce we made. This is it. Wonderful, beautiful sauce. Where's our spoon? Thomas Keller's French Laundry right here, baby. Fill that thing up beautifully. It'll all even out when the heat hits it. Oh, that's good. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, that tastes so good. That tastes so good. We didn't waste any fruits, which makes me so happy. All right. Now we can take this. I'm going to roll this out a little bit. All right, we're going to take our little knife. How's this for baking on the fly? Oh, Roosevelt, you're so creative. I know. You just make the girls cry. Here we are. Una galette. Just put one more on there. That ain't bad right there. There it is. We're not done yet. We are not done yet. Oh, yeah. Look at that. That's what we're talking about, folks. We're not done yet. I hate to waste any dough. Yes, I do. I hate to waste any dough. Roosevelt, you should have been a pastry chef. I know. There we go. See, the fancier you make it, the more the Frenchies like it there. Okay, there we go. No wasted dough. All right. Una galette. Damn, that thing didn't even start. Hold on a minute. All right, there we go. Okay, we're not done yet. We get the turbinado sugar. Where are you, turbinado sugar? This is the very crystalline sugar. This what makes it really nice and crunchy to eat. Okay, that's beautiful right there. Yep, somebody had Play-Doh. I never played with Play-Doh. I played with the girls. Alright, so we gotta wait for the oven to come up now. And this thing should give a good treat. Really good treat. And it helps us preserve and use fruit, because I tell you, in France, they don't waste anything. Avec moi, tout le monde est debout. Je tiens là-bas, bibi, bibi, bibi. Là-bas, bibi, bibi, bibi. Avec moi, we make different foods. We make Indian rice, which I enjoyed. All right. You can put this away. How long did that take? About 10 minutes. What a breeze to make a beautiful galette. La do 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 do. Ronnie, I'm just gonna do 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 do. We gotta let that get up to temperature a little bit. I never recommend baking in the middle of July. But times being what they are, I took the job. All right, what are we gonna have to drink Thursday night? We usually have a treat shot to warm up for the weekend. Is that true or false? Is that true or false? Dr. Frankenstein's in time for the KPFA Evening News. All right. Does that thing keep coming down like that? Losing a crap off. There we go. Let me get my battery back. Ronnie, I found my
More
timer.
durable tariffs under Section 301 of the Trade Act of 1974, which permits the president to impose import taxes and other sanctions against countries found to engage in, quote, unjustifiable,
I found my
unreasonable, or
timer.
discriminatory
It was
trade
out in the
practices.
workshop.
Trump used Section
If you
301
can believe
to
it.
impose big tariffs on China in his first term, and they survived court challenges. Trump, who argues that high tariffs will revive American manufacturing, last year overturned decades of U.S. policy that favored low tariffs. Invoking the 1977 International Emergency Economics Powers Act, he imposed double-digit tariffs on imports from almost every country on Earth, saying America's long-standing trade deficit amounted to a national
That sugar makes
emergency.
it really nice
But
when
the
you
Supreme
serve
Court
that
ruled
up.
that the IEEPA did not
Okay.
authorize tariffs. The decision forced the administration to pay refunds to importers that had paid the tariffs to the tune of $81 billion. Tariffs are paid by companies in the United States that import foreign products. The importers usually try to pass along
This
the cost
summer
of
I went swimming, this summer I almost drowned.
cost of living. The administration is
Held my breath and I moved my arms and I kicked my legs around. I kicked my legs around. I made a pie short
has been detained by immigration agents on a flight from Denver. Plainclothes officers arrested Rojas on a jetway at Denver International Airport Sunday night. The incident was shared widely.
Roosevelt, you on guitar? Help us. We save that generally for Friday nights. Cheers, everybody.
Dansker, a Bay Area resident traveling on the same flight, witnessed the arrest. She says an unidentified man first approached Rojas at the gate and questioned her about her visa.
Oh
And
shit.
we were sitting at the gate, and I went to get
I
water.
should have sang in the
and I
park
was just,
tonight.
Terrified, and she said a man had asked her if she would talk about her visa. And while we were waiting for boarding, sort of 4 minutes.
Dansker says she and Rojas were allowed to board early, but after they entered the jetway, the door closed.
Last summer I went swimming. Last summer I almost drowned. I moved my feet through my lead and I moved my arms around. I moved my feet around. This summer I swam in a public place on a reservoir too. At the latter I was informal, and the former I wore my suit. I wore my swimming suit. We better put our tart in.
There's there's been no gaps in what she's doing. She wasn't living in hiding at all. So she was just taking every single step available to her. I do know that Chantal had been given no information from the government that she was in any trouble, that she needed to be doing anything different than what she's doing, or that, you know, she was going to be deported. In fact, she had a work permit. The government told her, you know, knew where she was and that she was working. So,
Into the oven we go.
you know, I'm not an attorney, but like, this is wild.
Rojas works as a software developer in Oakland. She is now being held at an ICE detention facility in Aurora, Colorado. Her friend says
Well,
ICE
we're gonna
claims
give an
they are
initial
going
20
after
minutes on
quote,
that
the
baby.
worst of the worst.
Oh, I mean, that seems laughable at this point. Like, this is just the loveliest woman who has such deep ties to her community, who is always going out of her way to help people. Independent of me, I happen to hear through the network
All
of
right, there we
Oaklanders
go.
how devastated they are because they all love her. We love her too.
Was she
Everybody's
legal
ever met
or
her.
illegal?
I couldn't even imagine her raising her voice. I've never heard it. There's just one of the best of the best.
Earlier this month, video footage of two immigration and customs enforcement agents
Ice, baby, ice. They were filming a movie in Santa Rosa today about ice. What was the movie about, Melody? Were you an extra in that?
And video footage of a woman being arrested this week.
You must have been an extra.
Council member, although SFO spokesperson Doug Yakel has not verified that claim. But there is seemingly a rise in ICE arrests at airports across the country.
The airport is not a safe place, and that they are absolutely actively participating.
KPFA News reached out to the Department of Homeland Security for figures and information about arrests at other airports, but the agency had not responded to our inquiry as of news time. Meanwhile, the community has made a GoFundMe campaign to support Chantel's legal fight for freedom.
Wow, is she legal or not?
Republicans are attempting to sow doubt over claims of the inhumane treatment of immigrants. In a hearing about the conditions
Didn't
of the
read the whole article.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement Detention Center, the House
Did
Oversight
you read it on
Subcommittee
Nextdoor?
went back and forth, arguing about the treatment of immigrants. KPFA's
The
Kennedy
Gassy
Audio
Grandma
reports.
Express.
House Republicans are accusing Democrats of creating false narratives around conditions in the Delaney Hall ICE Detention Center. Republican Jefferson Van Drew of New Jersey opened a hearing on the Oversight Subcommittee Wednesday.
Well, be darned,
He
Tony.
accused the detained immigrants
Happy
of being
birthday to you,
ungrateful
babe.
For what he called
That
excellent
deserves a
conditions,
song.
better than American prisons. And he accused Democrats of taking the side of immigrants over Americans. Van Drew said that the conditions
Happy
can't
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tony. Happy birthday. Thank you, Carol. Wow. Ooh, you. Thank you, Carol. This summer I did swan dives and jackknives for you all. And once when you weren't looking, I did a cannonball. I did a cannonball. This summer I went swimming. This summer I might have drowned. But I held my breath and I kicked my feet and I moved my arms around. I moved my arms around. Thank you, Carol. What a fine person you are. Thank you, Carol.
Crockett said the
So
choice
very
to
kind
not
of you.
push for
Thank
international
you.
congressional
Boy, is
visits,
that a
better
helping
oversight,
hand.
Or having those involved testify.
Yeah,
is
she's been
financial.
such a
The
tremendous
chairman
supporter
cannot
of
cause
this
anyone
channel.
from the company to
Wow.
testify before
Makes
this
you say, I
subcommittee,
love New York.
which is not surprising because they're pouring
Which I
billions
do
of
love
dollars
New
into
York, as you
Republican
guys
campaigns
know.
across the country.
Next time I'm up there,
Follow the money, shall we?
we're gonna be all over Manhattan.
More than 1 million to Donald Trump's super
We're gonna
PAC.
go up to Crooklyn.
Nearly 1 million.
Oh, thank you very much, Carol.
Hundreds of thousands
Happy
to
birthday,
John Thun's super
Tony.
PAC. So they spend millions to get Republicans elected around the country, and in return, they get federal contracts to operate detention facilities.
The hearing was a back and forth, with Republicans repeatedly calling the allegations of inhumane conditions at ICE detention centers false. Democrat Jamie Raskin of Maryland accused the Republicans of trying to control the narrative and not coming in good faith. He accused them of framing the narrative
Tony, you're
in the
wonderful.
very title of the hearing.
The ambiguous title of today's hearing, False Narratives Surrounding Conditions at the Delaney Hall ICE Detention Center, naturally invites the question of whether the majority is seeking to debunk false narratives or entrench false narratives. One clue is
I can't wait to see how that Gillette turns out.
Another is that the majority has neither organized a committee visit to Delaney Hall, which we easily could have done, nor even undertaken the basic step of inviting an actual administration witness from ICE or the Department of Homeland Security to be with us here today to answer questions from members of Congress.
The debate stayed along party lines, with Republicans only speaking with the witnesses who would back up their position. Republican Jim Jordan of Ohio focused on sanctuary cities, seemingly to blame them for most immigration issues. He cited a situation in Colorado, a sanctuary state, where an immigrant was released and an ICE agent was injured while detaining him a second time. Jordan says that the immigrant was released because of his immigration status. And
Is it
Jordan
Carol's
blamed the
birthday
Mexican
today?
Adding dumbness on top of dumbness. I mean, it's just like, that is crazy. So this is something that just has to change in the country. We talk about having safer streets and everything else for the public. This is just, it's just so wrong. And I think it's all part of the left's plan. Let in 10 million, as I said earlier, create sanctuary jurisdictions, don't fund people like Mr. Mikowski, ICE agents, who go out there and enforce the law, and then have prosecutors who do their ridiculous charging and plea bargaining decisions and create this unsafe environment. That is what the left wants today.
Hey, Gambler, what's going on?
The Democrats on the committee.
Yeah, I'm back in Santa Rosa. I've had a hell of a busy week, man.
Specifically for unannounced visits to see what the conditions are.
I've got the video coming up tomorrow
KFA News, I'm
with the
Jennifer Webb.
canning of the tomatoes.
Bertie Hernandez is an immigrant rights activist who was formerly
And then tomorrow
detained
night,
at
it's
a
Friday night.
run facility. Hernandez
Well, I'm all right,
serves as
babe.
the
The more
British
I'm
Senior
active,
manager for the
the
California
more
Immigrant Youth Justice Alliance, and draws on personal
the more I'm
experience as a
loose-limbed and
detained transgender person to support immigrants being held at the Adelanto Detention Center. Hernandez said the allegations coming out of New Jersey are not surprising. Hernandez specifically pushed back on New Jersey Republican Representative Jefferson Van Drew's claims that the detention center is in good condition with adequate food and amenities like a gym.
since I'm not making a cake or something that deflates, I can go ahead and take a quick peek.
Weight training therapy, like all of these like different things, but the reality is that that's not true, right? The reality of it is that for us that have lived this, right, for us that have been impacted by detention, right, the food is one of the first things that you notice. The food is one of the first
We
things
want
that
that galette to get super brown like a shortbread cookie.
Food in wet trays.
Super good.
The food was so inedible that
Thank you again, Carol.
non-stomachache.
Italia Le Rosie in tomorrow's video.
Hernandez said that if conditions are this bad in California, a state with some of the nation's strongest protections for detained immigrants, it's hard to imagine what people are experiencing in New Jersey. Hernandez argued that the treatment of detainees and the lack of accountability reflect a broader pattern in the Trump administration of prioritizing.
Hey, Hack,
private
should we
prison
have a little
companies
shot
like the
tonight,
GPO
or-
group over the people
Guys, we're way
arrested.
behind them. Thumbs up if you're coming in. Please take a second.
Corporations are bringing in billions in revenue, right? And these corporations are the same ones that are funding their campaigns, that give out money for their campaigns, and now they're paying it forward, right? And I think that is very much what is happening in Delaney Hall. It is very much what is happening in the conversations that we are seeing right now of the committee hearing, right, there's this like massive narrative being shifted, right, saying that
Going on, Monty boy.
undocumented people are being treated in this manner, very humanely, and that is not the case.
Immigrant rights activists and Democratic lawmakers continue to protest detention centers across the country, saying they hope increased public attention will improve conditions for those being held inside. And you're listening to the Pacifica Evening News. I'm your anchor.
Yeah, I got all the
for
work
this
I can
weekend,
handle
Rich
right now.
Jeserich, and I do come to you during a time in which we are seeking to raise funds for this program as well as for this radio station to keep bringing you the news on a nightly basis. As I indicated earlier, a familiar name that I've known and I've seen over the years before, Daryl in Piedmont, had donated, or had not donated actually, had challenged us to raise $1,000 on the condition that if we can raise outside of that an additional $1,000, Daryl's going to throw in $1,000, and it would be $2,000 for this hour, and that would be a very big deal for us. As I speak to you right now, we have raised
Yeah, I think Waymo is probably a better driver than most of the people. I'm glad you enjoyed the video.
$280 away. I ask you to make a contribution that you can afford, one that is according to your means, and one that you feel good about knowing that you did your part in supporting this community radio station.
I think Waymo can do very well. I saw people running across the street.
Make that donation as 1-800-439-5732.
I saw it do a double turn.
1-800-439-5732 and online at KPF.
I honestly think it's more skilled than most drivers.
California, that number for KPFK in Los Angeles is 818-985-5735. 818-985-5735 and online at kpfk.org. I want to bring in on air now KPFA's news director,
Yeah, that was a half hour too, Naomi, through some of the heaviest traffic in LA. We survived the Waymo. It was touch and go for a while.
Who was detained by ICE agents at a Denver airport trying to come back to Oakland. It was Lauren Schmidt who actually spoke to another passenger on that flight, Rosia and I bring in Lauren. Because Lauren, talk about
Man, did you see how fast that Gillette got knocked out?
So you've been putting this whole newscast together, and then get this interview with Alicia Dansker, who was there. I've seen the video.
Arguing with AI, double all of it, another bit, man, and one man. I spent a week arguing with double.
Harrowing story.
Absolutely, and
Wow, that's weird.
more to come.
What do you think, guys? Do I get a shot tonight? Have I earned it this week? Friday, sometimes Thursday nights.
Chantel, according to her attorney,
We give Roosevelt a little bit of a break.
Violation. So we're seeking
Yes, I saw the bear. Did it get electrocuted?
trying to get more data on this trend.
Did they ever get it down, Jim Rockford?
Something we mentioned in this report, and we'll cover a little more thoroughly tomorrow, is there was an arrest yesterday at San Francisco airport involving a Ukrainian woman. Scott Wiener, state senator of San Francisco area,
Get that woman
just
out of
released a
here.
statement during this news hour, and we'll be continuing to cover that. But this is something I think we've been seeing across the country, and I think it's also indicative of these new trends that we've been covering at KPFA and just in the media in general. I say, they're targeting this so-called worst of the worst, but in fact, going to immigration courthouses like we've
I
seen
feel
in
like a
San
little bit of
Francisco, where
cognac tonight.
approximately 1,000
How about
people
you guys?
have been detained. People who been approved for green cards and had sponsors and
That Gallette's looking so good
putting
in
people
there.
detention centers and these conditions where people say they're so horrible, like Bertie, who we just
You
spoke with,
just
said
a
they
tomato,
lost
then
70
and for
pounds
the
doing
remembered
this
mother
food
coming, I forgot how to do it.
O group facility. We thought it was really important, and I think it speaks to the ethos of our newsroom that, following
All right,
this
beautiful.
hearing, which
What a
I'll
night
mention
tonight,
actually had
man.
no officials
I'll
from
tell you what, I
ICE
got
or
all the
DHS,
stuff to make a
present,
tomato
right,
soup.
as they're,
That's the real bonus of the whole thing.
investigating conditions at Delaney Hall. we thought it was really important.
I strained all that extra stuff out through a strainer. Put a little salt in there, a little bit of tomato paste. I got a tomato soup.
At an event.
You served that with a BLT sandwich. Woo! You're talking about fine eating there, Carol. Oh, I hope it didn't die. Oh, damn! Couldn't they have cut the? Couldn't they have cut the power?
The through line, is the Geo group right now. In fact, Chantel Rojas is actually
That was terrible.
at a Geo group facility in.
No, I don't want to search for it. It'll make you sad.
A tuberculosis outbreak.
I can't watch stuff like that. I can't look at those things. It was bad enough I saw it on the, the YouTube short, but I can't watch that stuff.
Gotten tuberculosis at this facility, and even California's Attorney General Rob Bonta, who's been featured on this newscast, has seen these conditions himself and released his own report, which we have highlighted, called "Cruel, Inhumane, and Unacceptable" in his most recent report.
Wow, what a week! Tonight's the first drinks I've had since one beer on Monday night.
Make the plug. That's at kpfa.org is also
No, Sunday night when I got back.
Support this newscast, and Mitch, it's been so great having you on board to get this sort of behind the scenes look at what it takes to make this newscast possible.
You're doing great.
Unsure that story.
We were there watching the band. Yeah, how you doing? Yeah, please give your like. Yeah, the white whales.
Looked at each other.
Kind of. Yeah, please hit the thumbs up button, guys. It is appreciated.
Because this is more than a job for all of us here. We are so passionate about.
I think we're gonna go to Costco tomorrow night.
Communities. We see it as a responsibility, and
I need to get one of those big rotten chickens.
And unlike corporate media,
and I need to get some milk. I hope. Do you have to buy a double milk? I don't know. Probably won't be worth it then.
For your support.
How you doing, MB? What's going on, babe?
By calling 1-800-KPFA. That's 800-439-57.
I wonder if Dr. Frankenstein is donating.
To kpfa.org.
I am going to step over my boundary here, my lines here.
I smell it. When you start to smell it, it's getting close.
What you were just saying and taking the time to do that. I have worked with this radio network for many years.
Double milk. Yeah, I don't want a double milk. I can't do a double milk. It's just a waste.
But most of which
the Del Real's rice and beans so delicious. Yeah, I don't really do rice and beans. I don't really do a hell of a lot of carbs, son.
Just one over a period of time. And I complained about how much work that was. But that is nothing compared to just the intense amount of work it takes to put together a newscast which are trying to chronicle what was going on in the
our
world
20 minutes was perfect for that.
day. Lauren,
I don't know, Del Real. I don't really do a lot of carbs, babe.
Right. It's almost 7 o'clock right now. Yesterday we were both here until 7. Last night as well, right? I don't know what time you got home, but I know it wasn't before then. Because I know we went out to dinner, and then you came back to the station, because you had some more stuff you had to do at the station,
well,
right?
The news doesn't sleep, Mitch.
And neither does Lauren Schmidt. And I do, because I can't do it anymore. But if you were to look at this table I'm broadcasting from right, it looks like a nuclear bomb went off. Because we just have crazy stuff everywhere, and it's an operation that's by the seat of our pants, and it is stressful, and it takes a lot of work.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's important news.
Horrible, man. It's like you're changing the whole tide. One kind of go because of all the. It might not, Melody. I don't know. Babe, I don't know. I just don't eat a lot of carbs in my diet.
Towards that $1,000 challenge.
I have soup for breakfast, except on Fridays. Tomorrow I'm going to have the galette.
So as Lauren said, the phone number, if you're listening to KPFA and KFCF, to make a
Man, this thing
contribution
is so
is 1-800-439-5732, 1-800-439-5732, and online at kpfa.org. In Southern
It's
California,
like the worst timer I've ever had. You can hardly hear it.
985-5735.
I don't know. Beans are good. I like to have a good bean soup.
kpfk.org. But something
A good bean
really
with
wanna say
bacon
here,
soup is
and I've already
outstanding.
said
Don't
in
forget
part,
Friday.
is
Tomorrow
that
we
it's
got
a
to
real honor for
buy
me to be able to
8 by
guest host
8
this
pan
week
to
and
make
next
the
week,
lasagna.
Pacifica Evening
The
News on
Saturday
Monday.
night
And for
we're
the
gonna
first
do
reason is
the
because I've been a listener to this program for well over 26 years.
hack
I
job
was trained
lasagna.
in this program. I was trained by the late great, not that they're alive still, most of these folks, Mark Miracle and Eileen Alfandary, both of who are alive. I don't want to make that up. Right? But to me, these were some of the greatest journalists.
Let's hear if this thing even goes
broadcast
off.
journalists I've ever known. Eileen Alfandary to me is maybe the greatest broadcaster journalist I have met out of this network. And I include Amy Goodman, who deserves all the accolades she gets. And so I remember the Chris Brunis. I remember the Wendell Harpers.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Bullshit.
Kelly Ramirez's.
Let's all pat ourselves on the back. Oh, man. There it is. I just heard the alarm. Heard the timer. Here we go. Boy, that smells good. Oven off. Oh, that's beautiful, man. That is beautiful. Let's be careful. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Look at that baby. Oh, that's perfect. That is absolutely perfect right there. It's nice and brown at the edges. Caramelized the sugar on there. So I'm gonna finish. Oh man, you don't think I want a piece of that, baby? Whoa. You don't think I want a piece of that, baby? Oh man, that's just beautiful. That's gonna cool down tonight and just be perfect tomorrow to just cut a piece. And what did that take? 15 minutes? Tomorrow we just lift it up, remove the outside ring, and cut what we want. Our pastry is beautiful on that. Just beautiful. Yeah, well, you never know with the compressor. Yeah, I don't know about the vanilla ice cream, but damn, it's good on its own. Because I don't eat meat on Friday, so.
Thank you, Richard, for your contribution. One donor calling in. You can still get your call into the next 5 minutes and have it count.
Oh, big deal.
1-800-439-5732. 1-800-43 and online at kpfa.org.
Missed today's newscast? Worry not.
Yeah, what happened?
KPFA, we get it. Life moves
We
fast.
get it.
That's
We get it, baby.
Every deep dive, every voice that matters is waiting for you at kpfa.org.
Whoops.
Head to the archives and catch the latest broadcast on your time. When time
The hell happened?
KPFA's got you. KPFA, vigilant as always.
Vigilant as always, baby. Shit, no you don't.
Communications Workers of America, CWA, Local 9415.
This is 94.1 KPFA and 89.3.
They're so proud of their union.
1 KFCF in Fresno and online everywhere at kpfa.org. KPFA.
The following program is pre-recorded.
What a wonderful Thursday night.
But also recorded.
I'm got a French galette. Tomorrow breakfast will be just right. Ooh, single barrel is good. Well, the first thing you know, gentle millionaire, Ken Folks said, Jen, move away from there. Said California is the place you ought to be, so they loaded up their truck and they moved to Beverly, the Beverly Hillbillies. Oh, yes, yes. Oh, I would have gotten a single barrel is fine. I got it right over there. It's expensive, it's not cheap. So I just think you get the regular 4 roses, you get 95% of the goodness there.
Is a community-funded organization that resists displacement.
You don't want to know how much the AB wants for a single barrel. They want a lot. Because I'm sure in Alabama they make a lot off the liquor.
And they do a lot of other great things too. But you're going to hear all about it in the episode. So that's all I'll say for now. This was such a fun event. Big thanks to everyone.
All right, guys, we just passed the 4-hour mark, so I'm going to go ahead and close it down. Tomorrow we got regular shopping. I'm not going to go to Costco tomorrow. I'm going to check the ads at Safeway, and I'm going to see if they have any meat. I like to alternate between beef and chicken, back and forth. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, we came pretty close for a Thursday night. It's usually a low night, so thank you very much. We came close to 100 thumbs up. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, everybody that came in tonight. Thank you, Ronnie. I don't know if Shimei was here tonight, but thank you so much for being here tonight. And take care, Carol. Thank you for your wonderful support. You've made a major difference in my life. Thank you very much. Cheers, everybody.
But I just want to point out one recent headline, one recent book review headline in the Guardian.